I happen to know for a fact from people that are close to him, he is working 20, I actually worry about him at 70. He's such a Trojan, such a Herculean. 20 hours a day. And when I talk to him, and I'm not name dropping, it just shows what he does on Friday for, lengthy conversation, less than 10 minutes, but it was almost 10 minutes long. It was a real conversation. He wasn't just patting me on the back. He had real questions. I had real comments. I had real things I was saying. And I said, sir, you're so busy, you probably have to go. And he goes, yeah, I am pretty busy. He started telling me, you're the 61st call I'm making today to thank folks, but I'm also getting all these other calls from kings and queens and world leaders. And you know what? It's so crazy. All of a sudden, now that I'm in, I'm the best guy in the world. And so that is the good news. A lot of them that were saying he was the worst person in the world, they're saying he's great now. The problem is there's surrogates that we know are financed by him are still attacking. And so I said, look, you can't trust these people. Please press the attack because it's what you said you'd do. Plus, they're never going to stop. And I'm not going to tell people what he said to that, but it was quite interesting.
Alex Jones is talking to the president-elect of the United States. I hope he's lying. I hope that's bullshit. I really, really hope that's bullshit. Because if Donald Trump has taken the time to talk to this guy, come on, man. This is a guy who believes everything is a conspiracy. Everything's a conspiracy. Every single thing you could think of. Sandy Hook. This is my favorite of the absolutely made-up conspiracies. Because what was their argument? Obama's, they're doing Sandy Hook using crisis actors, and understand that the reason they're doing this is because they're going to come and take your guns. They're using it as a pretext, come and take your guns. So why didn't that happen? They set up this whole thing, and it was all elaborate, and then, oh, look, it didn't happen. No, they didn't come take your guns. They didn't do anything. There was zero gun reform. Zero gun reform. And every time there's a mass shooting or something like that, they always say, they're doing it, come take your guns, they're going to do. But they didn't take your guns. And by the way, Alex, you do know that we have, congressional records. So, for example, you can go back and see what were the things that were proposed in response to it. The furthest bills that were proposed, which didn't even I don't even think they came up for a vote because the Democrats caved immediately. But it was an assault weapons ban, which would still keep all the shotguns, all the rifles, and all the handguns in the goddamn country. There was an assault weapons ban, there was a high-capacity magazine ban, and there was a universal background check. That was the proposals. That's as far as they went. But he's pretending they're going to come take your guns. They want to ban the Second Amendment, and they want to come take your guns. They're going to ban guns. Okay, but we know that's not true. And by the way, the only bill that came up for a vote was the Manchin Toomey background check bill, which is a watered-down background check bill. And that didn't even pass. So, Alex, do you understand your whole fucking theory falls apart because the motive that you said was the reason doesn't exist? They're going to come take your guns, but they didn't take your guns. It's like when, Obama with black helicopters, FEMA camps, are going to come take your buddy and put them in FEMA camps. Did that happen? You said Obama was going to do it. Obama doesn't have much time left in office, does he? What's he waiting for? What's going to happen? When Obama leaves office without putting people in FEMA camps, I need your punk ass to come out and say, you know what? I was dead wrong. Proof is in the pudding. I ain't in a FEMA camp, bitch. But you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it because you're a fucking hack. Agenda 21. UN's going to take over everything. They're going to ban golf courses and ban cars. Do you have a car? I still have a car. There's a golf course very close to me. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's still happening. They're going to ban it. They're going to ban Agenda 21. Everybody's going to be in a Hobbit home. But that didn't happen. That did not happen. That did not happen. That did not happen. So please, I need you to come out and say, you know what? I was dead wrong, and everybody needs to know I was dead wrong, and don't fucking trust me because apparently everything I say is bullshit. So, Alex, know your role. Your role is you've been perpetually wrong, and you don't own up to it. If I made 1/10 the bad predictions Alex Jones made, I would be too embarrassed to do a show anymore. I'd be like, you know what? This isn't for me. I obviously don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But furthermore, it goes deeper than that. So Alex Jones, Mr. Anti-establishment himself. Oh, yeah, the Illuminati's, the Bilderbergs and all this. Well, you're anti-establishment, but now you're one of the biggest dick suckers of the president-elect of the United States. I believe that is the definition of the establishment. Now you are the establishment. And by the way, Alex, you want to tell me what you think of Goldman Sachs being the Treasury Secretary and being in charge of the fucking budget. Tell me what you think of that. Tell me what you think of the guy who took over a bank and then foreclosed on senior citizens. Tell me how that fits into your revolutionary fought for the people mentality. Because this is who Trump picked. And Trump picked Steve Mnuchin for Treasury Secretary. Tell me how you feel about Jeff Sessions. Did you know Alex Jones calls himself a libertarian? Then how the fuck do you support Donald Trump? Donald Trump on social issues is the opposite of a libertarian. He's super authoritarian on social issues. And on economics, he's protectionist when it comes to trade deals, which, by the way, I agree with and I give him credit for that stuff. But you're a libertarian. You're supposed to hate protectionism. You're supposed to hate it. You're supposed to love free trade deals. So he represents the opposite of your ideology, but you latched onto him. You latched onto his personality. Because you, ironically, are a beta male. Isn't that curious? All the people who fucking listen to Alex Jones and cuck, you're a cuck, a beta male, you're not alpha. Look at this guy. Genuflect at the altar of power because Daddy Trump has a personality and gave Alex Jones the time of day. He spoke to me, so now I'm going to carry his water endlessly. Well, what happened, big guy? You said you were a libertarian. He does not represent a libertarian philosophy, so now all of a sudden, you're not a libertarian. Now all of a sudden, I'm so anti-establishment that I support the establishment, the president-elect of the United States, who's now picking Goldman Sachs. Hey, what happened? I thought you thought Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden were heroes. You do know that the guy Trump picked for CIA head said we should execute Edward Snowden. Got anything to say about that? Jeff Sessions, Mr. Libertarian Alex Jones, right? Jeff Sessions said good people don't smoke marijuana. He called a white civil rights attorney a traitor to his race. You don't have anything to say about this, do you, Alex? No, of course you don't, because you're a fucking silly person. And the final point I'll make here is, hey, jackass, I don't know how anybody can listen to you when you say things like, Trump is working 20-hour days. He's working 20-hour days, Alex. That's what he's doing. He's working 20-hour days. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. That's not even humanly possible. 20-hour days every day. You work for 20, you sleep for 4. Work for 20, sleep for 4. No eating, no resting. Okay, wake up, guys. Wake up, guys. The people, oh yeah, this is a good guy who's anti-establishment, who's fighting for the people. Really? That's what you think of Alex Jones? Do I need to dig up the clips of him talking about how fucking Obama is literally demon-possessed to show that he's just unbelievably, colossally full of shit?
Seeing the fullest implementation, Alex, of the complete destruction from within. Everybody who's in, let's call him the Lord of the Flies, the Lord of the Flies administration is been on.
Ooh, that's a good name for it.
Yeah, let's use that, because you asked me the question, and let me share this too. When you're in the world of evil spirits and true biblical deliverance, the evil spirits that come out always have, seriously, a smell of sulfur, and it's fascinating, or a smell of feces. Let's just be blunt. So what I find is fascinating that in so many instances of Bohemian Grove, you're told what the people do. All this stuff, it's all centered around that which.
Oh, I was asking earlier, in Skull and Bones, they're worshiping angels. They believe we're giving
fallen angels.
Fallen angels. They believe angels, eulogia, goddesses, but they do it in big pools of feces.
Global elite, besides being Luciferians, besides being some of the most horrific entities on earth. When I use the word entity, by the way, Alex, I mean something that's not human, okay? I want to make that clear. Or someone who has submitted their humanity to total demon possession.
Why do you think Obama always has flies landing on him?
Well, can I tell you something? Michelle Obama, and you should have your guys look this up, was talking about his odor, okay? Now, I'll tell you why. Beelzebub in the New Testament means Lord of the Flies, okay? Lord of the Flies. So Beelzebub is another name for who? Satan.
Well, I mean, it's amazing, though. Almost everywhere he goes, there's just flies all over the place. And the media makes a joke out of that. It's true.